Live from the J.C. Newman Cigar Studios in the great state of New Hampshire and the Gurkha Cigar Studios in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. Welcome to the Smokin Tabacco Show with your hosts, Matt Tobacco and Kevin Acuff.
Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Smokin Tabacco Show. My name is Matt Tobacco from SmokinTobacco.com, and I am not joined with Kevin Acuff, who is currently away. So Mitchell Santaga has come back to the Smokin Tabacco Show. He's here. It's great to see him.
A great return.
The Canadian of the Great White North, the Asian sensation, or as Coop likes to call him very affectionately, it's Boy Wonder. Boy Wonder's here with us tonight. So
Boy Wonder. I like that nickname.
yeah, that's Coop's favorite term for you. It's Boy Wonder. So he's here, and I'm excited. It's good to see you.
Yes, me too. It's good to be back. I think this month I'll be on a few times more as well.
Yeah.
Kevin's a little busy, but yeah, I'm here and I'm ready to smoke some cigars and talk the talk, man.
Well, I know you know how to talk the talk, but can you walk the walk? We're gonna find out.
We're gonna find out. I'll definitely be saying sorry along the way sometime.
You mean sorry?
Sorry about it.
Oh man.
Came down from my roof.
First of all, I want to say, I apologize about the Spare Note show on Saturday night. I think I've narrowed down what the problem was that night. And some of it's fixed and some of it's going to be fixed soon. But Mitchell, I know you were watching the show. We had such a hard time with the stream, and we kept losing it, and there was interruptions. I apologize once again. I don't know what was really causing it. I have a few suspicions, but hopefully we don't run into that tonight. I mean, like I said, every other night's been pretty okay. Part of it I want to say is Nicole was also uploading a lot of video from our TPE coverage. So
yes,
I'm sure that played a hand in it. I'm sure that did not help. But it could be a connection issue, which I'm in the process of fixing right now. But she's not uploading anything tonight, so I'm hoping that was the major thing, and then we should be able to get through the show. But I just want to say once again, I apologize. I know it's uncomfortable to sit through a show that kept freezing. So believe me, it's not what I wanted.
You guys did the best you could with what you had. It was, it obviously made things go on a little bit more, but I thought it went pretty well. And you guys kept it together for how many interruptions
almost 3 hours.
There was.
It was almost 3 hours.
Yeah,
we toughed through it. It was good.
Yeah, it was awesome. And a lot of people stuck around because I think there were some fun topics being.
That's true.
About that night.
People did stick around.
A lot of discussion in the comments. It had been a few weeks since we'd had a Spare Notes, and a few pretty big items had gone and passed. So overall, it was a fun show. But yeah, we're always trying to. That's the problem with technology. It's supposed to make our life easier, and somehow makes it harder.
Well, one of the things we talked on that show was a little bit about Gurkha, and luckily for you guys, we have one of our good friends with us here tonight. I mean, this guy, what can I say that you don't already know? He almost deserves the intro from Anchorman for those who remember that show. I mean that movie. He had a voice that could make a Wolverine purr. And suits so fine, they made Sinatra look like a hobo. It's the one and only from Gurkha. It's Juan Lopez. Give him some love, guys. Come on, give him some love. There he is. Look at him.
What's up, people? How we doing in
What a beauty.
balmy 36 degrees in Waldorf, Baltimore area, cold as what out here. And these Mariel properties don't let anybody smoke anywhere, so I thought I'd pull the table out and make them turn the music down outside the patio area, and set my laptop up here and be with you guys and talk a little bit about Gurkha and what's going on with us, man. So
yeah,
thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, it's great to see you. It's great to have you back. You guys have you've had a busy couple of years. We know that we've caught up with you a bunch at PCA the last couple of years, and I know that you've had a lot of projects you've been working on, and obviously We're going to talk about those tonight, and as well as a couple of other little things that I think people might be interested to hear from you on. It's going to be a good show. It's going to be a fun show. I got my whiskey with me. I know you got some. That's helping keep you warm right now. You're going to need that. Mitchell's up in Canada, and you got some Alberta Premium Rye, don't you?
I usually do. Now today I'm just sipping on some water. Sipping on some water on it. And it's only 40 today. It's not too cold.
Still going strong. Yes, it's cold. It's cold. It's colder. It's colder out here than where you're at, dude.
Yeah, I'm in the warmest part of Canada though, so it's yeah.
Well,
is there such thing as the warmest?
That's what I was just gonna say. Well, is there even like a warm part of Canada? I mean, like, does it even get warm there?
Our summers can get warm.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Yeah, those 3 days, mate. Those 3 days are amazing.
2.5 if we're lucky.
There you go.
That's a pretty fun week. You know, you guys actually get some warmth. That's nice.
Yeah, we always hope it lands on the weekend.
Everybody comes out and they go back in. They're all like sunburned.
Juan, and all the northern parts of the United States, you know, outside of Florida, where some of us are privileged to live, you know, we have pool season, not just a pool. They have pool week where they open the pool for the week, and then they're like, "All right, close it back up."
No, pool week, and then bring out the ice skates.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh boy, Mitchell, I love poking fun at you because you can take it and you can kind of give it back too in your own fun, smart little way. But hey, let's talk about a couple of things first before we get into it with Juan. I know we have some good stuff to talk about with Juan. So our cigars tonight are once again brought to you by our friends at Two Guys Cigar Stock. I don't know why I keep losing everybody. Our cigars are brought to you by the number 2guyscigars.com. Head over there today for an amazing selection of cigars and cigar accessories from all over the cigar industry, only at the number 2guyscigars.com. Juan, as our guest, I assume you're smoking a Gurkha, but tell us, what are you smoking with us tonight?
I am. Right now I'm down to the little nub here of the Year of the Dragon, the original release at PCA this past year, made by El Artista Ram Rodriguez himself. We came out with the idea of making this beautiful 6 3/4 by 52 Figurado size, and we went in with a thought of 15 count box, beautiful looking box, packaging, and a really good cigar. And we sold out in the first 2 days. And we actually oversold it by mistake. We lost count at we had 1,500 made, and we lost count at about 1,800. So we stopped selling it, and we did go back to those who if you don't come early, you miss out. So we went back and we apologized and said, listen, we're only making 1,500. That's what we're gonna stick to our guns. And the guys that the other 300 or so were a little disappointed, but we got some stuff brewing and working for this year's show here in 41 days. I think it is. I think I'm keeping count 42, 41, something like that.
Yeah, it's almost time.
Very soon.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It's coming. I can't wait. Mitchell, what do you got over there? I know you got something fun.
Yeah, I've got this Gurkha 35th anniversary. This is smoking nice. I think also made at El Artista with Ram.
Made El Artista with Ram, and then we'll finally, good lead with Mitchell. Finally, we're introducing. We introduced that inside the humidors only. We also sold out of those 1,000 humidors that came with 75 cigars, if I'm not mistaken, 50, 75. And then this year we're coming out with the Toro, Torpedo, and Figurado in 10 count boxes, retailing at about $12, $13. So people are enjoying it. They love the cigars, and I think it's a really good price point for that smoke. And the one thing about Ram is, the one thing about it, I was going to say, the one thing about Ram is construction is really impeccable. And he's doing a lot of stuff with us and for us. But yeah, man, we're excited to release those in 10 counts.
Yeah, so far this is smoking nice. Great draw on it. Like I said,
nice ash on there. Look at that.
Stacking up. Nice approachable flavors. A little bit of that kind of little bit of spice. Nice wood to it. Nice Habano wrapper on it, and it's smoking well.
Awesome. I'm glad you're enjoying it, buddy.
I got
what about you, Matt? What are you smoking?
I got the Colección Especial in the Toro size, which is a fantastic cigar. I know we were talking about the cigar right before the show. This has been a big hit for you guys.
It's been. We can't keep it in stock. I mean,
wow.
it always helps that now I think what most people are going to is those 10-count boxes, because not only does a retailer now look at it as moving faster, but now the guys could actually afford to buy a box at $150 instead of having to spend $300 on a box of 20 or 25s or whatever. So that's been a home run, especially the Toro and the Robusto size. Although we have a Lonsdale that does okay, it's my favorite size, but unfortunately, when we blended it, I convinced Colucci to come out with a Lonsdale, and it sold a little bit. It's mainly for the more the boutique guys that like those kind of sizes. But when you go to your regular 80-20 rule of what sells, Toro and 6x60 still sell. We just don't feel that kind of cigar should be in a 60. That's why I like the Lonsdale and the Toro and Robusto on that.
Yeah, the Lonsdale is a great size. I love that size. I still have some left, and yeah, that's a great cigar. I like that one.
It's a great cigar. The guys, even the boys over at Developing Palates gave us number 4 cigar of the year. And hey, listen, I know those guys are cool dudes. I go on their show once in a blue moon, and when we got that number 4, I was so happy. I was so appreciative, because as you guys know, we're the one thing about our company, we really don't advertise much. Our thing is, go out there, promote the product by doing events, cutting lights, and doing a little bit of swag action. People love the swag, and just educating the customers, one at a time. And man, it's been it was fun to get that. We also got, I think, on the same collection, if I'm not mistaken, we got number 22, 21 in Cigar Snob, which is great. And again, the cigar, listen, for a mild medium cigar, it's a really good smoke, bro. That's my everyday. Well, obviously, I have access to it.
Yeah.
In the morning, that's my first cigar, like about 10 o'clock in the morning. And that's my first stick that I smoke. And I usually end up by the end of the day with something like a Maduro or a Corojo, which I'll be smoking. The 35th is coming up next once I'm done with this guy. And but yeah, man, we're excited. We love that brand. You're gonna see release at the show here on the continuation of the collection, which is gonna be the Colección Nicaragua. It's on Nicaraguan Puro, so it's gonna be that same 10-count box, but it's gonna be the black top with a white bottom. So you can just a little bit of a difference, so they don't get confused. I mean, obviously the wrapper will give it away that it's not a Connecticut.
Right.
But that cigar we're making with our amazing partners at American Caribbean Cigars. They've been sitting on those boys for 8 months, dude. And I went to the factories last week, and my brother, that cigar smoking unbelievable. And again, it's going to be at the same price point of that, 10 to $13.
Yeah, so like I said, you guys have had a lot going on. We've seen a lot of new products from you. You guys have moved some stuff around. You guys are doing a great job keeping busy. We had you on last year. I know you think last year was you and Bianca came on. It was nice.
That's correct.
At the time, it was your fiance. Now the wife.
She was literally a month before we got married. This past Saturday or Sunday was our anniversary. I literally went from Nicaragua, met her at the airport. I was in Nicaragua for a week. Went to the airport. She met me there with another bag. Dropped the bag off, my Nicaragua dirty clothes, into her car. Went to New York. Just had a great weekend in New York City. We love the city. And then from there, I literally went to the office for my meetings that I had with my team and just finalizing some stuff for the show and just talking to Jim and the marketing department about what's going on in the factories, cigars that we're doing. I had the pleasure of doing the tour. I've done it before, but I got to see the Oliva Cigars remodel factory. That's a freaking gem of a factory, man. It's unbelievable. Those people are pumping them out.
Wow.
And I got the opportunity to see them making our cigars, because as we get into the House of Dragons here, the dragon stuff that we're doing, they're one of the companies we're doing a collaboration with this year. So we're excited about that. Got to visit AJ. He wasn't around, but I talked to Freddie, saw the production of that. I had met with Oscar Valladares, which is also doing something else with us. So I met with him. And then obviously Carrillo, Ernie, I've been dealing with a lot with the old man. Is an old friend of mine for a long time. Junior has become a good buddy of mine. And those guys have been on point, man. Those guys out of the whole group, Oscar, Oliva, EPC have been super organized. I mean, they got our stuff sitting there, which is beautiful. The longer you let it sit, the more it ages, the more it marinates, the better the cigar is going to be. So we're excited about what's coming out this year for the trade show.
Yeah, and we can't wait to come check it out with you in 41 or whatever days. It's an exciting time. Now, one of the things I want to talk about before we get deeper into the show is, as always, we are with Mitch. I know you don't have yours with you, but we are using our ST Dupont lighters, featuring the Biggie lighter that just came out, the Flat Flame. This is a fantastic lighter. Model to look after the Legrand. Oh, you got your Dupont. Oh, look, this is nice. Even Juan Lopez, he's got his line 2 with him. Look at that. This is nice.
Can't mistake that ping.
Oh, look, Les Mann's with us too. So I know Les Mann. I know he appreciates that.
That's my dude. That's my dude.
Love the ST Dupont.
Hey, one of the best guys and one of the best golfers in the game in the cigar industry. That's for damn sure.
I've never golfed with him, so this is interesting. You've golfed with Les?
Yeah. At TAA every year. I think I played with him once many moons ago, but he always comes in the top teams, dude. I always mess with him because I love Les, and he's been doing it for as long as I have. It's probably not longer. And I always tell him, dude, I know you sell a lot of products. You're making money, but, man, you got a lot of time to play golf. Because you can only get good at golf by playing, dude. That's why when people play with me, they're like, one of your baseball guys.
No one's born good at golf.
Or you could hit the shit out of the ball. Where it goes, nobody knows.
His response is, I pick good partners for golf.
That's true. But he's a pretty good golfer. It's funny because, like, the running joke at TA now is like, yeah, no, we don't want Juan in our team because all he's going to do is drink Johnny, get messed up with everybody, jump in pools and beaches. And we'll go ahead and take his wife, Bianca. That's a 5 handicap. Former college golfer.
Yeah. That's so Bianca's a better golfer than you.
Oh, dude, it's not even every time we go golfing, which is maybe 3 times a year. If I beat her 3 holes, I'm like the happiest guy in the world, and I just continue to rag on her. Oh, I got 3 holes on you. She's like, but the other 15. I go, oh yeah, well, I started drinking by. I was the excuse. I started drinking by the 10th. or I was drunk by the 10th.
Yeah.
See, that sounds right. Oh,
First half
man.
is where you shine. The second half is where you just party.
Dude, yeah, what's funny is she said, he goes, if you talk to any college golfer, they'll tell you that golf should be 12 to 13 holes, because the grind comes in those last 6, 7 holes. That's when you're feeling a little tired, or in my case, a little drunk. and
Very true.
Yeah, dude, it's like at that point, I'm like, whatever, dude. I really don't care at that point.
Oh man, I know. The last couple of years, I've wanted to I play, and not as much as probably you guys all play, but I do enjoy to play. The last couple of years, the last few summers, even before the baby, I was like, oh, I'm gonna get out this year, and I think I went out once in the last 18 months, and
we went.
I was like,
same thing. We're in Florida, but we're so busy. We went out. We played. We played a few weeks back, and we played. It was me, a friend of ours, 2 friends of ours, and we all shot 96, 94. She shot an 82.
wow.
No, hey, and from the tips. She doesn't play for the women's. She hits it 265, 270 down the middle every time, effortless. And I'm like, damn.
And straight.
Wow. That's good to know. Sounds like there needs to be a less
golf
man.
Up in Canada.
What's that?
Too much now.
Oh yeah.
So I can't golf up in Canada. There's just too much.
You only have 3 days a year you can actually play golf up there.
Yeah, I got to choose either the pool or the golf, and I like the water, so.
Yeah. It's tricky living up there in Canada. Plus, you probably get taxed just for walking onto the green.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
guaranteed you that.
Juan, it's the Year of the Dragon, Chinese New Year.
Mm-hmm.
Mitchell, you're Chinese. I know you celebrate the Chinese New Year.
I just did actually. We do an early celebration in my family because my mom's going away when it is actually Chinese New Year. So we just had ours on Sunday, a big family Chinese New Year's dinner. My mom makes a bunch of food. I think we had probably 10 dishes. 10 dishes the whole night. It was soup, chow mein, fried rice, pork, all the good stuff. Fried squid, fried chicken. It was amazing. It was a big it was a big feast.
Oh man. So when exactly is Chinese New Year?
February 10th is what they told me.
Yeah, it's on Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's the week of. It's the week of. It's very appropriate. It's very appropriate. We have Mitchell, who's Chinese and celebrates and acknowledges. We have Juan Lopez from Gurkha, who's with us to talk about.
And by the way, Matt, the more I drink, the more Chinese I get. I don't know if you see my eyes getting.
Oh man.
You barely see my eyes. I don't know. You see the Chinese right there?
Mitchell's over there being like, "That's fucked up," but it's funny too.
Nah, man, it's
My God. You know, Mitchell, this is your chance if you want a rebuttal.
Come on, bro.
Don't be shy. Man. He's Canadian. He's too nice. He can't.
Yeah,
that's his problem.
I'm sure he will. He's like, hey, Juan, we've never met. I'm sure when I see him on the show, he's gonna like probably punch me in the back or some shit.
He's gonna walk into that booth and be like,
he's gonna karate chop my ass.
He's gonna walk into that booth and be like, you remember that Chinese eye crack that you made? Yeah.
He's gonna be doing the Bruce Lee like.
yeah.
You're not really helping yourself. Oh, this is why I love Mitchell though, because Mitchell's not, he's not sensitive. He's not like, hey man, that's not cool. Like he's, he enjoys it. He's good.
Matt, and and Mitchell, for a young guy that he is, I mean, listen, in this industry, dude. If you're thin and skin ain't thick, you're in the wrong place, bro. It's
true.
Yeah. It's both ways.
Well, one, you're by heritage, you're Cuban, right?
Yeah. Well, no, I was actually born in Cuba.
You were born in Cuba. That's right.
Yeah, I went back to Cuba with my wife over. We went for Thanksgiving weekend. We went for 4 days. I haven't been back in 43 years. And we went as tourists, man. I don't have any family left there, so I just wanted to go back to my home country. And we had an amazing 4 days. Great food, great service, great people. Drank way too much of the. I think I lost 3 toes with the amount of mojitos I drank. I got diabetes. Oh, dude,
damn.
I was drinking mojitos like it was going out of style, man. And it just tastes different there. It's like when you go down to the factories. When you eat the food in Nicaragua, Dominican, the food just tastes different. And we had an amazing time, but we stayed in nice places. Went to the listen, they have in that country, they have rooftops and cigar bars, dude. That's as good as, if not better than anything in New York City, Chicago, or any big city, Miami. So yeah, man, it was a great experience. Looking forward to maybe going back towards if not this year, sometime next year, with bringing my kids with me, my girls, and B and I are gonna probably go with them to a beach resort in Varadero for a week. That's the plan. And yeah, man, that should be great.
Now, being a Cuban-born person returning to Cuba, I mean, that's not like there's no trouble there for you to return there.
No, man. I had since I left. So if you leave before 1970, you're good. I left in '80 in the Mariel boat lift with my mother and my sister.
Oh, really?
And,
okay.
And I was made. I had to get a Cuban passport. So I'm actually a dual citizen. I'm an American citizen and a Cuban citizen, and which is pretty cool because you walk in there, man. You speak Spanish. And I speak perfect Spanish. That was my first language, obviously, and
right.
And I spoke Spanish throughout. Bianca speaks great Spanish as well. And like I said, man, we had no problems, no issues. No one ever came to us to beg for money, which I found that shocking. And everybody's like, oh, it's dangerous, dude. I started reading the laws that if you mess with a tourist down there and you get caught, it's 10 years in jail. Even if you try to steal like a purse, any little thing, dude, you're in jail in a Cuban jail, mind you, for 10 years. So if you think that the citizens there don't have food, imagine the jails. So
oof,
yeah, exactly. So yeah, but it was easy. All she had to do, since she's my wife, and she's now Lopez, she's had to get she had a visa, $125 visa, right there at the airport, and we're good to go, man. We went through immigration in Cuba in 6 minutes.
Oh,
Easy
wow.
peasy. Yeah, it was easy peasy, man. It was awesome.
Does it make it? Is it as much? I mean, you had a great time, obviously, and that's awesome. But it's got to still be emotional for you to return there in the state the country's in.
I remember a lot. When you're 10 years old, you remember stuff. But when I went back to the house I lived in, so imagine, we caught a picture of me. pictures say 1,000 words. I got teary-eyed. I got really emotional. And then I actually went, knocked on the door of the neighbor. I remember the neighbor. And when he saw me, his dad had passed away, but he's 10 years older than I am. And he goes, Juan Miguel, you live next door to us? I'm like, Frank, you remember me? He's like, yeah, you look exactly the same. I go, yeah, except for the 200 pounds and the gray hair.
That's true.
and then I go to him. Do you think the next door lady? Oh, yeah, let's go knock on her door. Literally, the guy, he knocks on her door. He goes, hey, her name is China. Can I see the house? 400 square feet. 4 people lived in a 400 square foot apartment. And dude, it was really emotional for us. And dude, it was great. Yeah, man, it's crazy to see the how poor they are, but how nice they are. I literally gave the lady, just for allowing me to go back into the house, I gave her. We're in a hotel, so people are coming out here to smoke cigarettes and shit. So I literally went. I did the tour, the small little tour in 2 minutes. I gave her $100, and dude, she hugged me and cried. She says that's how much she makes in 3 months, which to me is amazing. Even Bianca kept telling me all the time. She goes, dude, you gave more money away than we spent. And every time I got great service, I gave $40, and I gave Frank $50. I gave that lady $100. Everywhere I went, I gave money away. She's like, dude, why don't you change some 20s into 5s? I'm like, all I got is 20s, So, but yeah, man, it was a great experience, man. I love my people. I got my people are, man, Cuban people are just great people, man. And I truly fell back in love with my heritage and the people there, man. I feel so bad. It's 60 some odd years, under the Castro regime, and Raul Castro is still there, and it's sad, bro. How these people, I mean, dude, they're rationed their food. I mean, they get a pound of rice for a month. They get 10 eggs, 2 quarts of milk. I mean, it's just sad, man. And then the lines are 50, 60 people deep to get any of that shit. So it was pretty sad. That side of it was sad. That was a full day of real sadness. The rest of the time we said, you know what? We're going to live it up tourists, stayed in a good, nice hotel, went to the beach, ate at the best restaurants, and yeah, we had a great experience.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
It really, really well-rounded trip for you then. That's awesome.
Oh, no, dude, and I smoked some really shitty plugged Cuban cigars.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you did.
Dude, it's like, dude, we actually went to the H. Upman factory because the Romeo factory has been closed for like 4 months. And supposedly remodeling. But the Upman factory was open. I didn't do the whole tour. I just went into the store, bought a few cigars. Went to the Casa Habano store at the main hotel in Havana. That was cool. I bought a few Juan Lopez's. So I have a picture of Juan Lopez smoking a Juan Lopez in Cuba, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that was awesome. And yeah, but again, the quality, man, it was so hit and miss. I mean, there were some good ones. There were some really bad ones. There were some that I just couldn't keep lit, or they wouldn't draw. But listen, that's better for us. For us, especially the growth that you're seeing for New World cigars, they call them in especially Europe. Europe, China, all that area, Asia. The New World cigars are blowing up out there because the Cubans, first of all, they hike their prices crazy, and they can deliver. And when they do deliver, it's garbage. So listen, everybody, I'm sure, the Olivas of the world, Alec Bradley's, us, Karaki, we're all really, we're all gaining from their mistakes. So it's a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's so true. We've talked about it, and people ask me, like, it's funny, like, like non-cigars or not, like, regular cigar smokers, they hear about my my involvement and stuff, and it's the first question they always ask me. People are like, oh, you're a cigar guy. Oh yeah, you got the Cubans, and it's like the first question every time, without fail. It's like I already have it in my brain. I'm like, they heard I'm a cigar guy. Here it comes. Here's Cubans. Yeah, and then I have to they're all right, but their quality is just, it's not on par. And
yeah, it's not good at all. Listen, it's their number one export. You got that sugar, and obviously tourism for them. And but when I tell you that, and the rum, correct. And when I tell you that, yeah, man, the quality is just not good, not up to par.
Yeah, I'd rather, if I was going to buy a Cuban product, I'd rather buy the rum at this point, all day than the cigars. It's a better value for a product that's less likely to be fucked up.
Yeah, no, dude. You know what's funny? I'm a Cuban dude, and I can't drink rum. The rum fucks me up like really bad. I don't know why. It's like I'll drink a bottle of scotch, any scotch bourbon, and I'll drink most of the bottle. If I have a few drinks of rum, I don't know if it's a sugar content, but dude, it just messes me up really fast, and I get a headache the next day. I didn't drink. Actually, the only rum that I had was all in the mojitos. So, and that's minimal. You're there as a tourist, and you're in a tourist trap places that you're going to get those. So that's why I drank 20 at a time.
It's funny. It's funny too. Like that's how I am with tequila, and I love tequila. I love the taste. There's a lot of different reposados and yejos that I've really come to enjoy the taste. But yeah, they fuck me up. I get a massive headache that like shortly after, and then like the next day, and I'm like I just feel like trash. And it's unfortunate because I love the taste of tequila, but it never sits well with me, and I just gave up on it. So
I'm a tequila too. I love tequila. I call it Tequila Saturdays. So my wife goes away and goes shopping or whatever she does, goes around, and I stay in my pool, and it's me and my amigos, Casamigos. She gets back. I'm on the floor in the pool, like almost passed out. Half a bottle.
Some people call that bachelor day.
Yeah.
The wife's away and they drink. Anyway, getting back to it before we stray too far off topic. So we talked about Year of the Dragons. Now at the 2023 PCA trade show, we were there in the booth, and I'll never forget it. We walked in, you showed us, we talked about Gurkha Ghost, we talked about the beauty, we talked about the 25th anniversary, and then you pulled out the dragon. And it was really cool. The red box, the gold, the logo and the writing on it, and it was like, wow, that really pops. And the last couple of years, cigar industry wise, right? The Chinese Zodiac releases have become really popular, and more and more manufacturers are doing stuff. You guys, you're showcasing, you're doing a dragon this year. It was really cool. It was like, oh, here's another one, another Zodiac series, that we're seeing. And obviously you guys are doing it. And, you had said to me, oh, and we trademarked it so no one else can use it. But then, of course, we have, obviously seen a dozen other people, announce that they're releasing one, including Davidoff. Now, I wanted to bring this up to kind of get it out of the way. And I know you probably can't speak too much on this particular topic. I will preface the audience for that. But with what you can say, I know that there was obviously a lawsuit filed, Gurkha filed against Davidoff for use of the Year of the Dragon name. Now there have been, like I said, there have been several other manufacturers who have announced that they're using a Year of the Dragon. And did they get permission from you? Is there a reason why it's just Davidoff?
So the bigger boys minus Davidoff, and I really can't talk much about it, the whole Davidoff. I'm not really going to get into that.
Right.
But I'll tell you that all the other guys that have come out with it, pretty much, we made a phone call to them because we do own the word dragon in the cigars. So it's a whole year of thing that is a little bit of a stickler. But the word dragon, no one can use. I mean, we've had the dragon brand, Black Dragon. We had the Dragon Fury in the last 18 years, I think, so 2009. So we literally do own the word dragon. You cannot come up with anything dragon. I mean, you're talking like Tom DeZucca when they came out with something with Wild Bill chasing the dragon. They have to change that. Christian had changed that. He did it right away. They also had when Tom did the Dragon's Milk with Asylum, we called them out. They're all friends of ours, and they say, you guys are right. So they did a small run, and it was strictly for the same guy, Bill, and yeah, man. So listen, man, I'm always great for people to come out with. Listen, what I like about it is, keep coming out with great cigars. I love competition. Competition keeps you on your toes. I'm a true believer in that, right? And I want everybody to do the best they can and come out with great cigars and let's go. It's not really. I don't fight wars. I fight battles. But I'm really not a fighter. I'm more of a I don't. People always say, oh, we're killing it. I don't kill people. If I kill people, I can't sell them. I sell people. I don't kill anybody. So it's that's my mentality, my mindset. And listen, and then we'll get into which the reason I wanted to be on here and talk to you because you're one of our guys. I've always respected you guys at Coop and yourself, which I think are the best in the business of what you do. And
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Cigar Dojo guys are awesome as well. But listen, so we did that. We saw the success that we had by doing the Year of the Dragon. Like I said, we oversold. And I'm sitting with Colucci in the booth, and I go, man, Jim, why don't we do a whole series? It's a full Year of the Dragon. It's not just one release.
Right.
So he's like, that's a hell of an idea. So funny enough, the first guy that I go to is Lito Gomez. And Lito, I'm walking the hall with Lito and Tony, and Lito goes, Juan, I love you. You're a great guy, but we don't make cigars for anybody. And I go, okay, thank you, Lito. I appreciate that.
That's true. That's true.
But hey, I go, I'm going to go to the guy I wanted to go to in DR was him because I love his cigars. And obviously, Carney and I have a relationship, and Tony and Lito. And then I go, who's second best that I know will work with me? And I went to Ernie Carrillo. And Ernie's like, Juani, whatever you want. I've been talking to him for now over 3 years about doing something for us. And finally, this project, came to be. After that, I walked over to AJ. AJ's my brother. He calls everybody brother. I call him brother, too. That's my dude. He said the same thing. Then I made a phone call to Corey over at Oliva. We've been friends for 20 years. Corey's like, Juani, whatever you want. I go, listen, all I want from you. And then finally, we never made anything Honduras. Everything's Dominican, Nicaragua in our portfolio. And I think the best cigar maker, it's not Plasencia, it's in Honduras to me. Probably after the Iroas, I would probably say it's going to be Oscar Valladares. So I went to Oscar, and Oscar was super happy to work with us. And so we made that lineup up, man. And what we're doing is each of the four manufacturers, they send us. I said, listen, you can charge me pretty much what you like within reason, right? We know what a cigar costs. It is what it is. But send me 3-4 blends, and we'll pick from there. But send me something that you will put your label because you're putting your name on it as well. And they came out with some great blends, and we finalized the 4 blends. So what we're doing is a quarterly. So now, although we're already in the first quarter at the show, we're going to be shipping out and selling all 4 of them to ship quarterly. So the first release is going to be AJ Fernandez. So it's a 6 5/8 by 52 Figurado. Brother, the cigar, the blend is freaking amazing. And again, it's a green box, again, with the same look of the gold dragons. I wish I had a box with me, but again, I'm traveling, I can't show it.
Right.
But if you guys have an opportunity, they did a small article. Our buddies over there at Cigars Now did a small article on us on this month's issue, the top 25. So you can read on it there. You can see the boxes there and the packaging. So we got AJ first. Then from AJ, we did Ernie. So you're gonna get in April. It'll be the release for the Carrillo Year of the Dragon with Gurkha. That's a 6 5/8 by 52. Amazing cigar, black box with a gold dragon. Beautiful. It's a collector's thing. The third one is going to be Oliva. That's going to be more of a May release, June release. And that's going to have the orange box with the gold dragon, all 10 count boxes, by the way. And then you got, they're humidor boxes. They're really gorgeous. And then last but not least, it'll be Oscar Valladares with a 6 by 52 Toro. That's freaking amazing blend. And he's got the yellow box with the gold dragon on it. So it's a whole series. And then to add to that, we did, because we've had a lot of success when we come out with limited edition humidors, like the 35th, the 30th. So we're doing a Year of the Dragon limited edition humidor. Inside the humidor, it's beautiful. It's a brown, looks more like a tobacco leaf with a gold dragon going through it. It's gorgeous. And then inside the humidor, you got 20 cigars from each of the manufacturers. So you're going to get 80 cigars inside the humidor.
Wow.
For the store. So what I'm telling my team, and we're starting to tell the retailers, what's worked for us is, you know what, put a 4-pack together. The retail is going to be $25 in the cigar. That's what it is for all four releases. Put a 4-pack together. It's $100, and then everybody that buys one of each cigars, they get a ticket for the raffle for the humidor. So you got a 1 in 20 chances to win this beautiful humidor, 150 to 100 count humidor. That's gorgeous, numbered and everything, gorgeous. Wait till you see it at the show. So I think that's going to be a home run. We only made 1,000 of those like we normally do. And then we only made 2,000 10-count boxes on each of the releases.
It's funny. I just had this up. I wanted to bring it up on screen because you guys put out a
Press release.
Yeah. I don't know why
That
this.
that whole series, that's got to be one of the most in-depth kind of like collaboration
There we go.
series, kind of like, I don't even know what to call.
Never been done before.
Yep.
Factories all made.
I think we're losing
Right,
Mitchell
and
there.
it's-
Oh, no, maybe not.
Yeah, you froze a little bit, but yeah, Mitchell, what you're saying is 100%, man. And you know what, man? For me, everybody knows we use smaller factories to do our regular production stuff. And for me, man, I known these guys for 27 years. I've been doing this for a long time, and they're all friends. So for me, we open a small window, a small crack in the window, for us to work with some of those guys moving forward on a regular release stuff. So that's the way I look at it, and that's why I told them, give me your best product. Give me the pricing within reason that's feasible, and they all did a hell of a job, man. So we're really excited to show at this show. We're gonna have samples, for the the few Gurkha, what we like to call the Gurkha partners, which is in our numbers about 600 or 700 real Gurkha partners, the big boys, and then obviously the smaller guys that don't carry as much, they just accounts for us, which still matters for. There you go. So yeah, look how beautiful those things are, dude. They're gorgeous, buddy.
Yeah.
That's a home run. I know, and unfortunately you can't see the humidor. I don't know if B sent a picture of the humidor out, but that one humidor is freaking amazing looking. What do you guys see it at the show? But yeah, I wanted to go with top tier guys, man. So I think I picked AJ is AJ, Ernie, the godfather of boutique, Oliva, probably the best tobacco in the industry. From Nicaragua, and then you got Oscar, which is this guy's the fastest growing manufacturer in Honduras, and a great man. So yeah, we're excited to work these guys, man. I think it's going to be a home run. I think we should sell that out right away. I don't see an issue with that at all. And we're going to go out and do events, just for the Dragon, for the series at many of these stores that we're selling it to, and really getting behind it. We're actually coming out with a beautiful all red with a gold dragon lighter just for the Year of the Dragon. We're doing that too. It's going to be pretty badass. So we're excited about that. And, we're coming with some hats, shirts, this, that, and the other. We're going full throttle, doing it the right way. And so like I think I told you earlier, so what we're doing is I'm going to print some T-shirts for our guys for the trade show. We're on the trade show, not what we're selling. We're wearing suits, look professional. But it's going to be the House of the Dragons, because, that we are literally the ones, with 5 different dragons in the game.
Yeah.
So whoever has the most dragons wins, bitches.
I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, that's gonna be cool. It's funny because you guys have really expanded on the whole dragon thing. It started with the 1 year of the dragon. Now you get all this other ones you're doing, and it's funny. The only thing, and I don't know if you know this, maybe you do, but the only other project like this in recent memory that comes to mind that is not on the market, but and Mitchell, you know this one, that we saw kind of teased about. I know Nelson Alfonso from Selected Tobacco. He had a product on display at PCA 22. I don't know if it was there in 23 last year, but I know in 22 he had a project just called Nelson. As you guys know, he released the Alfonso line, which is out and about. The Alfonso Extrañejo was our cigar of the year last year. But then he has the Nelson line. And the Nelson line, he claimed, and Oliver from United had told us about this too, that there was going to be 5 different cigars within the Nelson line, each one being made in a factory in a different country. So Nicaragua, the Dominican, Honduras, I think Costa Rica was one of them. And if I'm not mistaken, I thought he said he was going to do a Cuban one for outside. I don't know. For outside the U.S. I can't remember, but I know he was talking about he that was his plan, and then I think that got put on the back burner. I think maybe there was some logistical issues there, but I remember hearing about that. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. But like now here's Gurkha, kind of doing that same concept, doing something in a different factory in a different country, all with under that one umbrella of the Year of the Dragon. It's a very cool concept. And I think it's a really interesting way to roll out a line, like that,
absolutely.
especially something special.
Yeah, dude, we're like I said, man, we're super excited about it, man. And again, for us more than anything, it's an easy way to ease our way into, hey, Oscar, make me a line in Honduras that I don't have right now. And you know, he's invited me to his factory a million times, so we'll probably go down there here and then after the show. And same thing with like AJ and Ernie and guys like that. And it's just opening windows and avenues for other. Listen, the one thing that I've always said about us, right? We don't own factories, we don't own farms. You know, we're
Right.
marketing, we're tobacco merchants. And the one thing that we do is when we team up with somebody, we're very loyal to them, and it works. You know, to go with the big boys, you know, you gotta be first on the list, and the only way you do that is a special product like this, which is a small run for them of 35,000 cigars, which we're 40,000, which it ain't much, and then you have the opportunity of, you know, coming out with another, you know, something different with them in the future, and that was the play behind it as well, not just the fact of getting some great tobacco from amazing manufacturers.
Yeah, just kind of getting your foot in the door with them for the future, which is, it's a smart move too from a business standpoint.
Absolutely.
And now I know you're not really talking fully about all the blends for the releases, but you mentioned obviously you've kind of tasted everything. For folks kind of interested, obviously they're all going to be released in a quarterly fashion. Is there going to be releases that are going to be like a little bit strong, like more stronger? Are you looking...
literally what we did on this one was
like what Davidoff did with Avo Seasons.
Yeah,
kind
right.
of,
Like,
yeah.
Exactly. Like for us, you know, if you smoke our cigars, most of our stuff is mild to medium. We don't have anything full body per se, right? So I told Oscar, go to work, young man, do your thing. So he gave me something medium to full body. AJ's medium to full body. Ernie's more complex medium body, and then Oliva, it's just rich, deliciousness of cigar. So it's more medium. So we went medium to full. We felt that something like this needs to be a medium to full cigar because, you know, listen. Not a lot of guys are going to pay $25 for a mild cigar. That's just only Davidoff gets away with that, you know, 99% of the time, right? So we said we got to come strong. If we're going to pay the amount of money we're paying per cigar and we're charging per cigar, we need to come out with something that's going to be, you know, amazing, great construction, and a ton of flavor. And I think that's what we did. So that's the end game for us. Go ahead.
And the name Dragon, you know, you expect some fire to come out. You know what I mean? Some spice, some pepper.
That's a good point too.
Yeah, you're gonna get a lot of that. You know, Nicaraguan Esteli, ligero spicy. You're gonna get a lot of that. You're gonna get, you know, a lot of that because, you know, Ernie uses Nicaraguan as well, but he makes stuff in DR, but he uses Nicaragua like everybody else. He uses Honduran a lot too. And then Oscar's Honduran. He's got Honduran, Nicaragua, Corojo. He's got everything. And every sample that he sent us, I literally said, I'm gonna put this sample 5 away because that's going to be for a project that I want to do with you, if not this next year, moving forward, or maybe a small batch of private label stuff with him, and he was more than happy to do it. And then same thing with AJ and Oliva, same exact thing.
Awesome. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Can't wait to try those.
You know, it's really, I have to say, for me, I like. Let me bring that photo back up one more time. Sorry. It kind of, my point kind of involves the prop. Where is it? Nope. I just had it. Oh, here it is. Sorry. I like all the colored variations too, and you know, just how vibrant it is. You guys do a really good job of packaging, obviously, like you said. I mean, it's what you guys do. But this particular release, like with the Dragon, I mean, something about this line really pops for me. I mean, and you guys have done some really cool shit. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, you know, like with everything you did with the beauty, with the tubes, and that's awesome. Obviously, and some of your other really higher end products that you've come out with have been cool. But just something about this, it's over the, it's not like crazy or over the top, but it's simple, but it's classy, and it's bold. It makes a point. It's like simple without. It's bold and simple at the same time, but it's not going too over the top, but it really makes a statement. A I love all the gold, even though there's a color variation. I love that you still have all the gold. I
Yes.
love how much of the actual dragon pattern is on the lid too. It just it really pops, and I love the way it looks. Something about this
When
just
you, and man, when you open the box, it looks exactly like the top of the box in every box. When you open the box, the actual inside lid looks
right.
exactly like that. So it's pretty cool. And not only that, on the front of it, you got made by AJ, made by Ernie, made by Oliva, Oscar. So every single manufacturer that makes it in their own box and the size of the cigar.
Yeah, and that's really cool too. And you mentioned that you were coming up with a lighter too. It looks like there's a cutter. Did you say a cutter too, or is it the lighter?
No, it's cut. We're gonna stay away from the cutter because we found this lighter. Man, did you ever get the Pure Evil lighter? Did you ever see that one?
No, I don't think I did actually.
I'm gonna send you one, dude. That lighter was so badass. People loved it, and we sold the shit out of it. And we went to the same manufacturer, and he goes, they could make us a red one with a gold dragon that literally pops out of the lighter. It's gonna be pretty badass. And again, it's stuff that we'll sell it, but we'll also give it away at events, raffle them off. Listen, we want to get behind the product. We want to help our retail partners, sell the product. And I want this our Gurkha Nation, to try something a little bit different, outside the circle for us. And yeah, man, we're again, dude. I'm pumped up. I listen. I told my team, if we don't sell out of this in the first 2 days of the show, I'll be really disappointed because I had to tell my four distributors that I sell to that I can't sell it to them because I know my guys are going to sell out of it. Because I'd rather keep that strictly brick and mortar. And that's as you know, Matt. I'm a believer. I'm a brick and mortar guy through and through. So
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I know you guys have. And we won't really rehash this, but I know in the past, you guys were doing some different things, and I know you've really honed in on the brick and mortar model, and it sounds like it's continued to work out really well for you guys.
Absolutely, my brother. Absolutely.
Now, one of the other things I wanted to kind of pivot from, not to get away from the Dragon, but I wanted to follow up with you on something. Last year when you were on the show, and we saw this at the trade shows last year as well, and I have one with me. But you talked a lot about a very different kind of product, much more budget friendly, something that was in a new factory for you, the Grand Age 2. I wanted to follow up on that one. I thought it was a great cigar, and the project and the concept I thought was really interesting. Smoking them, I thought, for the price point and the quality that they had, I thought they were really good. How has that done for you in that first year in production?
Man, I'll put it to you this way. We had 2,700 of those Grand Age boxes of 60s. I think I'm down to like 50. And then the only way anyone could buy back in is in a refill program.
Right.
And I think this year we did probably 250,000 cigars on that brand. And literally we started shipping it in September. So, I mean, we introduced it at TPE last year. Didn't go full throttle until PCA last year, and then we started really shipping it in August. So it's 6 months. We did a ton, and I got the pleasure. So I met this guy, dude. This guy was just a cool guy, man. I like to give people opportunities, and I'm blessed that the owner and the president of the company gave me a little bit of leeway for me to work with some of these factories because he knows they know I befriend these guys and they're all friends. This guy just comes up to me, he goes, "Hey man, I hear you make a ton of cigars. I know who you are, but I don't know you. Cuban dude. Would like for you to come to my factory." I go to his factory, dude, in SLE. Let me tell you, brother, I was blown away. The organization, the amount of tobacco he's got. So I'm doing another project with him. So he's happy with where we're gone, which he calls what is it? He called the Grand Age when I was at the factory. He called it. It's a very simple cigar, but for the price point, it's a perfect cigar. And then I go, well, I want something a little bit better. So we started playing with tobacco. We came out with we've had this one brand and a beautiful this box as well. It's called the Imperial, and he's making it for us. So that'll be introduced as a regular production cigar at the show from Las Villas as well, and that's going to be in that again a little bit more.
Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. It looks like this is happening again. These guys are probably going to have to call back in. I apologize. I don't know what's happening right now. Let's just pull this one out. I'm going to drop this out. There we go. Hey, Mitchell. Yeah, it looks like we lost our feed again, but I was able to. Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah. So I don't know. This is obviously you were there. This was happening on Saturday night.
I'm back.
Yeah, we're back.
Yeah. Sorry about that. We lost the feed again.
It happens,
We
bro.
were going good.
We almost made it to the end of the show too. We were gonna do the news and then. It's crazy that for some reason is continuing to happen, and I don't know why, but I apologize about that. But yeah, Juan, if you wanted to go back to finishing your thought.
that Imperial, bro. Again, the packaging are beautiful. The cigars are freaking amazing. You'll sample all that stuff at the show.
Yeah.
And we'll introduce that, but that's gonna be more of a cigars are being made. I told my team we probably won't release them until the summertime just to let them sit. I've learned one thing in the years of doing cigars. When you fry and eat cigars, like you make them and you sell them right away, that's not good. You gotta let that shit sit. You gotta let them marinate. And now our thing is minimum of 90 to 120 days. You gotta let them sit after they're rolled. If not, we're not doing it. And that's been the rule that we've been following here now for the last few years.
Oh, that definitely is good. Definitely helps a lot once and it allows. It really allows for your brand to be one of those brands that a retailer can get them in the store right away, and then just put them on the shelves and feel confident that they can have their consumers pick up right off the shelf and light them up right away. Sometimes there's cigars and you get them and you just have to grab them and maybe sit on them for a few extra months just to let them acclimate. But knowing that you guys are doing that on your end, it's yeah.
We're doing that, and we're also, like, before everybody freezes. Well, 3 days. We're doing 5 days. We're going above and beyond. We're just following the rules of the big boys, man. That's what the big boys do. You know what? We're not big boys yet, but we're turning the corner. And listen, you follow the Fuentes, you follow the Padrones, you follow the Olivas. Those guys know what they're doing. That's the way they do it. Why can't we do it ourselves?
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
And freezing is important. Yeah, gotta get rid of those beetle legs. It's crazy. I've never had a beetle problem. I've never seen a cigar with cigar beetles personally. Last week was the first time I actually saw one. I don't know. It wasn't a Gurkha. I don't know if the cigar. It might have actually had the beetles before it even got into my hands, and then I think they killed them in the freezing process, but didn't see during like the packing and stuff like that because they were dead, and it didn't get too many, but yeah, it kind of freaked me out, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And I've been like looking at my stash for like the last week every day, being like, "Did it spread?" But yeah, making sure and knowing that your cigars are coming in safe and coming in ready to smoke.
Yeah, I know that this year in Nicaragua, especially in the summertime, in spring and summer, was hotter than ever. The whole El Nino thing, and they had a big issue. And we got one small shipment, and we caught it in time. Thank God, we never got to really ship it. And we called back to the factory. Go 5 days it is, bro. No more 3 days. You got to let them sit there. And we nipped it in the butt. And they say, moving forward, 5 days it is. And you're in Canada, dude. If you get beetles in Canada, fucking minus 35 below zero.
Your house is too hot. Your house is too hot.
You should never have any beetles. Nobody wants to hang out in Canada, dude. I guarantee you that, dude.
Yeah, I just got to keep the cigars on the porch for a couple days, and then they'll be beetle free.
Turn off the fireplace, man. Love it.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, that's why I'm pretty sure it had beetles before it even got here, but yeah, it kind of freaked me out, and it's always good to hear that manufacturers are taking the time and making sure that those processes are getting checked.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's funny to hear all these stories from people and all the things that they go through, and some manufacturers will tell you some of the little tricks that they're trying or things that they do or whatever, and some people like they really play it close to the vest, like. Like, oh, yeah, we have some methods, but, we don't want to say. And I like when they share it because, at the end of the day, I want to know. It's fun to hear.
And listen, and without the knowledge and the education to the end consumer, we're nothing. We need to educate our consumers. We need to educate the guys that are smoking our cigars. The processes that we go through, that we do on our end. And that whole thing in 300 hands touches a cigar. That's a true statement. That people don't realize until you go down to those factories and
Oh yeah.
and you see the amount of people in those factories are amazing, and they're all hardworking people. And like Carlos Fuentes says, man, it's Carlitos says it best. It's really all about the people, man. And those guys work their asses off. I mean, every time I go down there, I took I think this trip I took like 3 boatloads of clothes. Oh shit, that don't fit me. Those 33s don't fit anymore. So I'm like giving away jeans, long sleeve shirts. I took two suitcases full of clothes every time I go down there, which is maybe a few times a year, and I'll leave clothes for them, and they're so appreciative of super little things like that. But yeah, those guys live. They work so hard for as you guys know, minimal payment really.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very true. Especially, it is all about the people, and I've been lucky enough to visit a few factories myself and see the process and meet the people and see all the things, and it's a really cool experience. It's an awesome experience. It's also a humbling experience. I would say is a big thing that I took away from a lot of that too. It's a very humbling experience.
Yeah, I trip out when I go down to the factory, especially like when I go and I visit with AJ. Dude, that guy's got 2,000 people working for him. He knows every fucking body's name. That to me in itself is crazy.
Yeah, I don't know how these people do it. I feel like the Fuentes were the same way when I went to them. They got a big factory. They got thousands of employees, and like between Carlito and Ciro, and they know who every single person is. And I'm like, I don't remember all these people.
Crazy, man.
Let's talk about the news really quick before we wrap up the show. Our news once again brought to you by Micallef Cigars, featuring the Micallef Black, rated 91 at SmokinTabacco.com. Micallef Black. It's a blackout. Our news this week is mostly going to be directed towards our TPE 2024 coverage, brought to you by Drew Estate. Head over to SmokinTabacco.com to check out our recap, as well as on our YouTube channel. You can check out some of the video interviews that Kevin did at TPE last week. Some really interesting stuff there. We kind of went into some of it on Spare Notes on Saturday, and Kevin wasn't able to make the show, so we couldn't really have him talk more about it firsthand. But you can catch the recap on the website. Who kind of had stuff that was debuting and kind of the overall flow of the show and what was what. Overall, kind of a quieter show. Juan, I know Gurkha, you guys did not attend TPE this year. I know you've done so before. But yeah, kind of a quieter show with PCA moving up to March. I saw this coming from a mile away. It seemed like most people are waiting for PCA. Those who did go didn't really bring much with them, and I think everyone else just kind of skipped out on the trip. It's just, I think for Gurkha, you can speak firsthand. I know you guys weren't there, but I think for you guys, it probably just made more sense to wait for PCA. I know you guys are big supporters of that show, so kind of very easy to understand that.
Yeah, for us, it made no sense. A month and a half out. I mean, listen, you go there. Listen, I love going to shows. Not only to sell cigars, it's just see all my boys, man. To see the Les Mans of the world, the Carnies, hang out. That's not like going to the shows, boys. Not because I'm gonna sell cigars no matter what, because people go there to buy. But I know that TPE this year, when we did the numbers and what the numbers that I saw last year, I just I go to Jim, Colucci. It makes no sense for us to do it a month and a half out. And like you said, we're big supporters of PCA. It's Rocky Patel and us are the 2 biggest booths this year again. And we'd rather put our eggs in that basket, which again, I mean, nothing against the guys at Creetech and Phillips and King. But from what I hear, I mean, and again, you go there, man, and now it's 2 floors of weed and vape and this. I personally feel that we shouldn't be putting ourselves out there so close to those guys, because the FDA is watching still, dude. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to go as well. Is like we need to take a step back, and it's not always about the sale. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So you have to remember that if you continue to associate yourself with that kind of environment, they're gonna put us together. Yep. We don't want that. We're premium cigars. We're a lifestyle. We're a lifestyle product. We're not a habit forming product kind of product. And that's another reason we skipped him. And I listen, I mainly did TPE because of Sergio. He was a great friend of mine, and he passed away last year, unfortunately. And it made no sense. I don't think we're probably going back, because I'd rather put all my monies and all our investments into the PCA, which is our trade show of the industry.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's pretty much the sentiment that most of the other manufacturers who didn't attend kind of had. And everyone does business a little differently. Everyone has different products for different clientele. I get it. And I don't hold it against anyone, not that it matters to me or my opinion matters to anyone else. But, from a critical standpoint, right, it makes sense. There's some people who go, and I think because it works for them, and that's great. And if there's a client there that maybe you wouldn't have at PCA, it makes sense. Why not do both? And then I think there's a lot of people who it just makes sense to go to one. We'll do better business at one, especially with them being so close together. You're talking about traveling to Vegas, setting up the booth twice, in less than 6 weeks. I get it. And I think you guys who did that, you guys made the right call. So it just means that, hey, PCA is just going to be even bigger and better because everyone had they're saving all their firepower for one show instead of having to spread it over two.
I like the closing of the fire park. The fire park is we are going to throw some fire with the dragon this year, baby.
Yeah, yeah, you saved your literal firepower for PCA. Now
Burning it up.
Now one of the before we wrap up the show, we are getting towards the end of the show, but is there anything about PCA? I mean, just it's that time of year. We're mostly we're pretty much unofficially in PCA game mode. But is there anything that you didn't mention about PCA, or at the least you could tease in addition to what you did talk about we might see at the trade show?
I'm not the guy to really tease you, bro. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do you right.
It's all or nothing with Juan Lopez.
There might be you'll see a little something, but pretty much we covered what our focus really is going to be at the show. Especially the Dragon series, and then the Imperial, and there might be a few other things that we up our sleeve, and some exclusive stuff that we're considering doing for TAA. I really can't say much about that, but I did talk to a few of my TAA boys and retailers, and they're ecstatic about that. And you'll see, man. There's just a little caveat left there, and a little meat on the bone that I haven't really talked about. But literally what we covered here, Matt, is what really I wanted to get through the audience and get through people in our industry to look for at the Gurkha booth at PCA this year, my brother.
Absolutely, yeah, and I hope you get some extra of those shirts. Those shirts sound like they're going to be pretty awesome too. I want one of those House of Dragons shirts.
I'll make sure I tell Bianca, my wife, to make me some.
I'm a 2XL, so
2XL. You're too young for that shit, dude.
I'm growing into the dad bod. I gotta get going now.
Dad bod, huh? Yeah. Fuck. Hey, I'll see you at 53, bro.
So literally, it was at PCA 22 because Nicole wasn't with me last year; she was still pregnant. But at PCA 22, we got married, and it was the next day? I think it was like the next day when we saw everyone or whatever. And I ran into Justo Iroa, and he's like, "You guys got married?" He goes, "I heard you. That's awesome." Blah blah blah. And he slaps me on the belly, and he was like, "He's like, this is when they fatten you up. This is what they do. They get you, then they fatten you up. Then you can't go anywhere." And then I got to PCA in 23, and I was waiting at baggage claim, and Jose Blanco comes around. He goes, "Oh, you really put on some pounds." And I was like, "Well, thanks, Jose." But then I started thinking back to what Justo Iroa said, and I'm like, "Fuck, he was right."
Because remember, you look at yourself in the mirror every day, and your wife loves you no matter what. You don't see it. I look at the scale and I go, "I know what you're gonna tell me, so I'm not gonna step on you." I'm not doing it.
Scale never lies.
Especially when your wife knows how to cook. My wife knows how to cook very well, so it's like, it's so easy.
Mine is American Italian. Imagine, what do you think? And the Cuban guy with the rice and beans every day, and the pastas and meatballs. Dude. And you know what? I've had 3 daughters. They're women now. But dude, it's when you have your first 2 kids, especially the first one, you start eating their leftovers. You have no idea yet, bro. You're gonna get another 20.
The leftovers.
Yeah, you have no idea when you start eating.
I think Carney told me that too.
Dude, you'll see, bro. Well, you saw Carney. You saw what happened to Carney too.
Yeah,
it's happened to all of us, bro.
Well, I think to be fair, Carney. I think the pandemic kind of started. on Carney because during he started drinking a lot of wine. I think the wine got to him. Then he had autumn, and then it was like, then it was all bets were off there.
No, dude,
so.
but what's lucky for both of you fuckers, you guys are like 6 feet, right? I'm fucking 5'9¾". I'm Duck Fruity, bro. When I gain weight, you can actually see my belly. You guys can still get away with shit. Like Carney works out, goes to the gym, works out 3 times. His huge ass chest and shoulders. He's good to go. The belly, you'll see the belly, but you still see a big boy. You see me, I'm like, I got some muscle, but then you see
all belly.
Then there's a belly, it's a meatball belly. It's a big ass meatball.
Carney's a big boy now, but to be fair, he's not just a fat guy. Like there's a lot of muscle in there too. He still goes to the gym, and he doesn't, and he's not like it's not like he's eating shit all the time. I mean, the dude will go to the gym, but then he'll go have like a tomahawk steak, and he'll have like Brussels sprouts, and he'll have a nice quality meal, and then he'll have 2 bottles of wine.
2 bottles of wine, and then the meal is at 10:30 at night.
Yeah,
I mean, you got to remember that. That's, the older you get, that's what it gets you, dude. When you're eating at 9:30, 10. Like right now, us when we're done here, we're gonna go eat. Dude, it's 9:30. It's gonna be 9:30. So it's like, you come back to your hotel, and guess what happens? You go to bed with a full belly, which is terrible for you. But once you guys get up in age, you guys are still young. Yeah, dude, it's a battle, man. In our industry, it's so tough, man. It's the wine, the booze, the cigar smoking, the hefty dinners,
steak.
And yeah, the steak. Dude, I went to, dude. Oh my God, steak. So
Terrence Riley commented. He said, "Don't listen to him, man. It hasn't happened to me." And then
hey, Terrence Riley again. He's 6'10" now. I'm only kidding. He's 6'10". Hey, I guarantee you, T is underneath those khakis. There's a little belly there somewhere, bro. I think it's full of shit. And I also see him run. I also see him run on the treadmill all the time. So he's a treadmill guy. He's got a young son he's got to keep up with. So that's different. It's a little different animal. Hey, I'll tell you the same thing. I'll see you at 53, homie.
And it's funny. So Carney's actually turning 40 this month. Which I keep forgetting about. He's turning 40. I mean,
40. I got. Hey. When and I think I heard me say this before. When Carney was playing with G.I. Joes, I was banging chicks called Barbie.
Damn. Wow.
Hey, 13 years is a lot of years, dude.
Wow.
Remember that. It's a lot of years.
That's a bold statement right there. That's a bold strategy there, Cotton.
It's real.
Terrence Riley said, "I've been called worse by better people."
Without a doubt.
Oh man, it's true though. He can hide it well. He's got the height, It stretches out,
He's got the height, and then he's got that, the pretty boy look, and then he's got that little voice, and that's Terrence is that guy. He's an amazing dude. I love that guy. He's a great dad, dude. I'm all about guys being great dads. Anyone could be a father. There's only very few great dads, man. And that's Terrence.
Terrence is, he's one of the nicest guys in this industry. He's very likable. He gets along. He's a big supporter of Gabe Kapler, and all of that, and the support that it grinds Coop's gears. So we got to thank him for that. He's a real supporter of as well as Matt LaFleur. Gotta throw that out there. He knows how to push Coop's buttons, and we need more people like that. You know what I'm saying? So,
but Terrence does it in such a gentle way.
He does. Get that touch.
The way he says things is like he'll call you a piece of shit, but then he'll turn around and he'll go, "But you're still the best." One is the best.
One's the best.
Fat guy.
Juan is a Red Sox fan. He's a great man.
Yes. Oh yeah, I am. Red Sox Nation, baby. I am.
Oh man, that's so funny. Well, guys, we are getting towards the end of our show here tonight. I appreciate everyone for being here and watching, listening along. Terrence and everyone else in the comments, thank you so much for being here with us. This was a great show. Juan, it's always great to see you. I get to see you in a couple weeks. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely, my brother. Say hi to the wifey. Give a kiss to your baby boy. Baby boy, right? You had a boy,
no,
right?
baby girl. Baby girl. I'm a girl dad.
Because we talked about girl. We're girl guys. I forgot. We're girl guys.
That's right.
We're all girl dads here.
Well,
yeah.
Girl dad, and I became a grandpa. So now that's why the girl.
That's right. Congrats.
And of course it's a girl.
Yeah. You're all girls, man. Carney's a girl dad too. He's got the girl. Yeah. I'm surrounded by I'm in the girl dad club with all my favorite people.
You know that I read somewhere. I don't know if it was a true statement or some shit that I read. It said like the special forces guys have 85% have girls only.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I didn't know that until I read this somewhere. That guys who do like special forces, like SEALs and shit, are girl dads.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy shit, ain't it?
That's crazy.
Yeah, they need to be. They need to be.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to be the guy. You don't want to be the guy who's gonna go on a date with that girl. It's like, my dad's a Navy SEAL. It's like, you know what? No, it's not worth it. No.
We're good. We're good.
I'm all set. Guys, again, thank you for being here tonight. It's been a great show. Thanks for talking about the dragon and all of that stuff. It's really excited to see that at the show. Don't forget to like and subscribe on all of our platforms. Don't forget to go to SmokinTabacco.com for more news, reviews, and updates from the cigar industry, as well as our TPE 2024 coverage and our upcoming PCA 2024 coverage, brought to you by Drew Estate, the rebirth of cigars. With that, we'll see you next week. Take care, everybody.
Take care, brother.